The Laffer lecture highlights significant issues in Australia's workplaces. This year's lecture focuses on diversity and leadership. Australia has an increasingly diverse workforce, and yet we don't see that diversity reflected in leadership positions. Australia's Race Discrimination Commissioner, Mr. Soutphommasane, will be discussing a recent report he has undertaken, which really investigates these diversity and leadership issues.
We're a multicultural country, but we don't see cultural diversity yet in our senior ranks of leadership.
One thing that we take for granted in this country, unfortunately, is the underrepresentation of people from non-European, non-Anglo-Celtic backgrounds in senior leadership positions. We need to challenge that situation because it's right. More importantly, perhaps from some people's perspective, is that increased cultural diversity will lead to better organisational performance, better organisational outcomes.
We're talking here about getting the most out of our organisations and unleashing the potential in Australian society. Companies in the top quartile of cultural diversity were 35% more likely to have financial returns above the national industry mean. If you have diversity around the table, whether that's cultural diversity or gender diversity, your decision making is going to be better. You'll have more perspectives represented, you'll have less chance that blind spots will be reproduced. We don't yet see diversity in our executive suites or in our boardrooms, but what the Blueprint has done has started a conversation.
The University of Sydney Business School is committed to a strategy which has the title Business Not As Usual. And that is part of a philosophy that's about challenging norms, challenging the things that we take for granted, challenging the status quo and asking ourselves whether there aren't better ways of doing things.
There are some exciting changes being introduced to the Work and Organisational Studies program, and that includes the introduction of diversity management. Whether or not one plans to go out into the workforce to be a diversity manager, implementing strategies and initiatives to benefit all workers, we believe the study of diversity management will provide our graduates with skills and capabilities, attitudes and behaviours that will greatly enrich their workplace experience.